Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. Let's see what we have in here today. We have Jay, Indiana, Edits, Severe Weather Lover, That Random Guy yet again, Chip. Let's see what else we have in here. That's all my chat shows. So I appreciate all you guys being on in here today, as well as everyone else who is watching, not chatting. Glad to have you here as well. Let's start this live stream. We're doing 2 live streams at once. I'm going to just double check, make sure everything is good to go behind me. We should be a-okay to start. So we're going to flip on over to this scene. Camera should be on. I think the date's correct. Okay, we're good to go. Glad to see you guys all in here again. Jay, welcome to the stream. I believe I already welcomed you, but welcome again. I welcomed Jay twice and Indiana twice. So, yeah, we're doing 2 live streams. We have a live stream for shorts going and the main live stream going. The short one is, you guys can't see it. It's right there. It's just to my right near the edge of the computer. So, yeah, in today's stream, we're going to be talking about the risk for a couple tornadoes that will be possible over the next few days, some damaging winds, and some large hail. I haven't really looked too in-depth to the model run, so we're going to kind of be doing this together, to be honest, because I really have not looked at the models that much. So, yeah, we're going to start with our outlooks. So this is going to be your SPC outlook for today. We have that enhanced risk for severe weather that is in place out there in Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. That's going to be mainly for the potential of damaging winds and as well as some large hail, especially large hail on the first portion of that enhanced risk into the first portion of that slight risk. That's where we're looking at the potential for up to 3-inch hail being a possibility out there. And then we also have the latter half of that enhanced risk. That's where we'll be looking at the potential for mainly damaging winds upwards of 80 miles per hour possible today. Big slight risk into most of Wisconsin. Now, if you're out here near Green Bay, going back out west towards the Twin Cities in Minnesota, your main threat is passing through now. We should have a second line of storms that pass through later on today up towards Minnesota and the Twin Cities, pointing to the north-northeast, going into Wisconsin as well. So we'll keep an eye on both of those areas. Let me go back over to here. I've got to look at 2 chats at once, so I apologize if I miss questions because it's going to be a bit difficult for me to multitask all at once here. There's your tornado threat for today. Put that out of your way. So this is your tornado threat for today. We've got 2% chances for tornadoes. We have a 2% out here in Wisconsin, back up towards Minnesota, into North Dakota, South Dakota, into Iowa as well. And then we also have another 2% chance for tornadoes up there in North Dakota and in Montana. So pretty large 2% chance for tornadoes. So we should see at least the potential for a tornado or 2 today. Now, the main risk, like I said, really going to be damaging winds there. That 30 and 15 hatched area, we could see between 70 and 80-mile-per-hour winds in North Dakota, Montana, and South Dakota today. Elsewhere, we could see isolated 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, especially with this severe watch here. But elsewhere, into all of Minnesota, southeastern North Dakota, northeastern South Dakota, that's really just a bit of a question mark because we don't know when storms will fire there or if they will even fire. And if we go over to your hail outlook, like I said, we will have the potential for up to 3-inch hail today, specifically inside that red hatched area, which is going to be centered over portions of Wolf Point in northeastern Montana. So we'll also keep an eye on that. Tomorrow's outlook for severe weather. Now, of course, this is going to change as we go into tomorrow, but at the moment, this stands to be 2 areas of a 2% chance for tornadoes. We've got a 2% in Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio into Wisconsin, and then another 2% back up here in North Dakota and South Dakota. So we'll also be keeping an eye on that for tomorrow. Main threat at this point is 60-mile-an-hour winds, possibly up to 70 for tomorrow, and large hail, possibly up to 2-inch in diameter for tomorrow. Now, that could easily be upgraded. Like I said, we'll dive on into models here and see what our model runs show. And out here, this is your day 3 outlook, so that's going to be Monday's risk for severe weather. We have a slight risk for severe weather out there. Damaging winds will be the primary concern, maybe a few instances of large hail, and possibly a tornado, possibly even a tornado out there as we go into Monday. So, yeah, let me go ahead and switch on over to our models now. I'm gonna just let's see, we're gonna go over to this scene actually, so that way I can show the models here for both of the streams and not just one. Again, if you're on the shorts stream, you're getting kind of a sideways angle. That's really the best I could do at the moment. But yeah, so for today, this is your latest HRRR. 21Z actually just came in, so this is 21Z, even newer of a model run. It shows these storms firing off at 6 o'clock, which it's 6 o'clock. I'll check again. We'll just go back over here and double check that we don't have any storms. Yep, still no storms going off out there in North Dakota or Minnesota. But there you go. HRRR has storms going, so it's a little bit later than that. We should see storms go probably closer to 7, 8 o'clock tonight. Main threat with those will be damaging winds, and we've got a tornado warning. Here comes a beep. I don't know where the heck this is going to be. This is going to be for Minnesota. All right. If you're on the mainstream, you're about to hear a beep here. I can't hear the beep on the short stream. Oh, no wonder why they warned that. Now I'm just going to wait. There you go.
Tornado warning for northeastern Steele County in south-central Minnesota, southwestern Goodhue County in southeastern Minnesota, southeastern Rice County in south-central Minnesota, Goodhue, Rice, and Steele County in Minnesota.
All right, so that is a tornado warning now in effect out here southeast of Canyon City, northwest of Dodge Center in Minnesota. Make sure you're in your safe spot there. So let's go ahead and switch to our tornado warning scene, I suppose. So make sure you're in your safe spot. Unfortunately, our main radar site, the Twin Cities radar, is down. It has been down for almost 12 hours now. So that's quite a while. Hopefully they get that back up before tomorrow's severe threat. But again, we do have now a tornado warning in effect out here. So make sure you're in your safe spot. That's where we have an area of rotation. Now, again, it's very difficult to spot, but it's probably generally out in that area there. So just make sure you are in your safe spot. All right, let me go over here. Florida, there's not much out there in Florida at all. Greenfield, Ohio. I know you are in a risk for at least some isolated thunderstorms out there, so I will check for you. Main day's probably, let's see what day it's going to be. Okay, not Monday. Okay, you're in, like, south central Ohio, so you should be okay. I'd still monitor for the potential of some rumbles of thunder throughout today, tomorrow, and into Monday as well. But we should not have any severe storms out there, just a lot of probably rain showers. Let me go look at the HRRR real quick. The most likely day for you to see thunderstorms is definitely tomorrow night. Tomorrow night into Monday morning. You could definitely see a couple rounds of thunderstorms out there. All right, So again, we do have now a tornado warning in effect. I would open up an analysis radar, but it's really pointless. Yeah, and this isn't going to help much at all. This is your terminal radar in the Twin Cities. And again, you can still see that hook right there. So just make sure you're in your safe spot. If we do have a tornado with this, it would be over the Ruskin area, east of Walcott. So make sure you're in your safe spot there. Again, this is in Minnesota. So just make sure, again, you're in your safe spot. That is our only tornado warning. I didn't expect to have a tornado warning this early, to be honest. I was thinking at least closer towards 8 o'clock before we even got close to anything tornadic today. This storm is now warned for 2-inch hail for the next 29 minutes. They just extended that. So a bit of a hail threat there. That's in Montana. Shouldn't be much of a populated area inside that risk today. Shouldn't have much population. Let me go look at the population of that level 3 enhanced risk today. Let me see. About 80,000 people in that level 3 threat, so not a whole lot of people. That's still a decent amount, so make sure all of you are weather aware out there in that enhanced risk. And in the slight risk too, we could definitely see a few instances of 70, maybe even pushing 80-mile-per-hour winds out here in that slight risk area, so you definitely want to just keep an eye on it. Let me switch these up here. Put the mainstream over here. There we go. All right. Thanks for tuning in, Carson. See you later. Already has to go that fast. When was that? I missed that. What? Apparently we had a severe for 3-inch hail moments ago. I think that was when I was starting the main live stream here. Yeah, because that's definitely not in effect now, but apparently we had a destructive severe. Yeah, look at that. We had a severe for 3-inch hail. Is that a confirmed tornado warning now? Oh, it is. We've got a tornado on the ground. Wow. So there's actually a tornado on the ground with this storm in Minnesota. That is a shocker. This has to be reported. Yep. Weather spotters have confirmed a tornado that is on the ground there, as well as some golf ball sized hail with the storm. So please seek shelter. That is a tornado confirmed on the ground from weather spotters. I was not expecting that by any means. Jeez. But that is indeed a confirmed tornado warning for, let me see, 1,163 people, no schools, and no hospitals. So there's actually quite a decent population inside that tornado warning. Yeah, first of the day. Hopefully it will be the only one of the day. Let's see. I want to go check the HRRR. I'm going to close this out. Let's go check the 21Z out here for Minnesota and Minneapolis as well. So the 21Z... Wow. Look at that. The newest HRRR doesn't even have storms in Minneapolis. Or almost all of Minnesota, too. I mean, you have just some rain showers in the southeast quadrant of Minnesota, and then a storm that's not even there in west central Minnesota. So HRRR shows pretty much no storms in Minnesota currently, and that is not the case, as you can see here. That's what our model runs have always done. Model runs struggle a lot in the summertime. They struggle a bunch, so... always want to keep that in mind. You can see thunderstorms even if models aren't showing it. That's why you want to listen to the SPC. And yeah, I'm going to go and just check some of these other warnings here. Okay, they're all just normal severes. Really, the only one that's interesting is the one that's tornado warned. So again, a tornado is now on the ground out here in southwest of Kenyon in Minnesota. So make sure you are seeking shelter. Make sure you're seeking shelter there. If you don't know where your safe spot is, it's probably going to be a basement or a storm shelter. If you don't have either one of those, make sure you are in the most interior room of a sturdy house, and as well as try to be in, a bathroom, bathtub with a mattress over your head. The safest spot that you can be is definitely a basement and a storm shelter. One or the other. Or both. I don't really think you could be in both. Let me see. I probably missed a few comments in here, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find any of those. Monday looks significant. Like I said, I don't even look at Monday. Monday looks significant with what? The NAM? I bet you're looking at the NAM. Let's see. I mean, right off the bat, let me show stream here. Right off the bat here, if we go to the 18Z HRRR to the end of the frame here. So the 18Z HRRR model for 2 p.m. on Monday has a lot of leftover morning convection now turning into afternoon convection all in this area here. And if we look at the NAM model, the NAM 3K, you can see the NAM 3K has just some light rain lingering in this area and some light rain lingering back here. So not as much, but still some crap vection that could ruin the event. Let's look at the ingredients between the two. Right off the bat, the NAM 3K has just an absurdly more ridiculous warm sector there with a full area of 4,000 instability, specifically in Iowa, Missouri, and into Illinois. So we'll see. I doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. They both paint a decent environment in terms of tornadic potential. This is supercell composite. It's just a quick way to be able to determine what the tornado threat may be, not what it will be, what it may be. So you don't want to take it as if it's gonna happen like this, but it's really just a quick way to see if there's tornado environment in on a certain model run. Which the NAM has this very linear, doesn't it? I bet it does. Yeah, the NAM has 2 or 3 different MCSs. Kind of 3. It definitely has one significant one in Michigan. Kind of a weaker one going into Chicago. And then another significant one back towards Iowa. Going into Illinois as well. So that's 3 different lines of damaging winds there. And then they... what? Then they all combine into one big line of damaging winds, specifically up there in Michigan. Let me go check the HRRR. I want to see what the HRRR shows. It looks like it might be a Michigan show here. Yeah, it looks like a Michigan show. NAM 3K. Whoa! The normal NAM model is just super unrealistic. Look at that. I don't know what that model's on. We're not going to use that. Look at that. You do have a jet stream, though. Does the GFS show that? It indeed does. Yeah, Monday could very easily be big. Just the overall setup. So you have a trough that's, or not a trough, a high pressure ridge that's out here in the southern tier of the country. We've got another tornado warning. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all listen to that beep here. And you got another high pressure, which I don't think this one is actually in place at the moment. Yeah, so you really have a high pressure over the southeast U.S. and then a trough over the northern tier of the country. Here comes that beep. Oh, there it is.
Tornado warning for northwestern Dodge County in southeastern Minnesota, Dodge County in Minnesota.
So that is an extension still. Ooh. Hold on. Let it load. Let it load. Let's see. Confirmed tornado was located over Kenton or 11 miles northeast of... Not trying that one. And this one is... Oh, tornado is nearly stationary. That's crazy. This might be on the stronger side. So this is a nearly stationary tornado. Now that is something. Hold on, let's go over to that. We're going to use the lacrosse radar site. That's a very dumb idea, but gotta work with what you have here. I'm gonna wait for that to load up. Okay, a lot of that, if not most of that, is clear air contamination. But there could be a decent tornado on the ground generally out in this area moving to the southeast. I know they said nearly stationary, but it is actually moving southeast. So it's really just slow. Not so much as stationary, but just really moving slow out there to the southeast. So make sure you're in your safe spot. West Concord, northwest of Dodge Center. We have a tornado heading your way out there right now. It's moving off to the southeast. So we'll keep coming back to that every time we get an update. I will attempt to let y'all know. I say attempt because I may be looking at a different tab. I'll keep this over here, so hopefully I can see that list. There we go. Okay. All right, I want to go back to our HRRR here, or not our HRRR. This is your GFS. So your GFS model again shows that high pressure over the southeastern tier of the country and a low pressure over the northern tier. So long story short, that should allow for a kicking windbag potential right over, yeah, Michigan. Right over Michigan, maybe into northern Illinois, northern Indiana as well, but mainly in Michigan. This could be quite a substantial setup if it actually occurs. Now, for tornadoes, this would not be a big tornado threat by any means. Maybe when storms first fire, you'd have a somewhat of a tornado threat when they first get going. Late Sunday evening, or late Sunday afternoon into early evening tomorrow. Or no, we're actually looking at Monday. Stupid me. So, late Monday, we may have a tornado threat there. Look at that. Sunday actually might be good too. Because Sunday you have almost that exact same setup. You have a high pressure over the southwest portion of the country with a more elongated trough over the northern tier of the country. And if we pull that forward as we go into Monday, that high pressure, it tries to move more southeast. But look at that. You just have a big ridge that's in place all the way from... all the way from near probably California, I imagine, all the way into Nebraska, Iowa, into Indiana, down towards Virginia. Just a big ridge that is in place over this whole portion here of the country. Should lead to at least a little bit more of a inactive pattern for severe weather and in terms of rainfall out there. But we're definitely going to have a very active severe weather pattern over the next 3-4 days up here. Because, again, you have that high pressure down here. That's going to have a trough pulling through on the northern tier. So we should have multiple days starting today with the potential of severe weather up in this general vicinity here. And that might spread it into the New England states a little bit. But I don't really think it will be that big for the Northeast. Yeah, look at that. So that's a positively tilted trough. If you didn't know, positively tilted troughs are a lot less likely to carry severe weather with them. You could still have a local threat for damaging winds for sure, right on the southern extent of that positive tilt trough there as we go into Wednesday night, July 17th. So we'll keep an eye on that. That may be a Pennsylvania, New York threat. Just going to back that up again. So it looks like we have a decent setup for severe weather. Maybe even tomorrow night. I want to see what the 18's HRRR has for tomorrow night. Not really anything too organized. Oh, well, there you go. Look at that. Right in Chicago. Does the NAM have that? NAM has it more east. So we should have a threat for potentially 70 to 80 mile per hour winds somewhere out here as we go into tomorrow, depending on where those storms fire. Now, I do want to check. Do we have a slight risk out here? Or is that back up more to the northwest? They don't have a slight risk over Illinois and Indiana at this moment. They have a broad marginal or large marginal in place. So, if these models were to happen, we'd be talking about 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. But the SPC hasn't upgraded their risks, so we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves for tomorrow's severe threat. But with that trough there, I mean, we could definitely see something for sure for tomorrow. You have a decent amount of upper level flow there, especially towards the 500 millibar wind speeds. Look at that. You see that little almost short wave there? The NAM model has that a lot more east towards Ohio. So timing is going to be absolutely everything for tomorrow's severe threat. So we'll just have to see where it ends up for tomorrow. It may not be that big of a severe threat if that trough pushes too far eastward. But we'll see. I mean, they have most of northern, if not all of northern Ohio inside that marginal risk level 2 out of 5 as well. Or level 1 out of 5, my bad. 1 out of 5 for a marginal. We'll see. What about back up towards that slight risk for tomorrow? This is tomorrow's supercell composite. Oh, wow. Yeah, tomorrow could definitely have a couple instances of large hail and damaging winds, maybe even a tornado. Pretty much in the same spot that we're looking at today. Look at that. Here's today's severe threat, and then tomorrow's severe threat. Almost in the exact same area. So my personal thought is tomorrow could definitely be significant for wind. It probably just wind. I don't really think we'll have that notable of a tornado threat. Maybe a tornado or two if those storms can fire semi-discreet, but mainly a damaging wind threat. And that's going to set up somewhere from either northeastern Ohio into eastern Iowa. And we'll figure that out probably tomorrow morning, maybe into tomorrow afternoon. So we'll see what that's going to be like. And Monday definitely has my eyes a whole lot more than tomorrow. Tomorrow could do something. Like I said, it's really just going to depend on the timing of that trough. So here's again tomorrow's trough on the NAM model. You see that little indent towards Ohio, Michigan. If we look at tomorrow on the GFS, that indents back out towards Wisconsin and Illinois. If we look at the RAP model, that indent is almost nowhere to be found. Maybe in Michigan. Yeah, it looks like that's actually in Michigan into Indiana for Sunday night. So we'll see. We will see. And then again, if we go on into Monday here, look at Monday. Monday, this ain't no little indent. This is a big trough right here. A big trough. Let's see if it's negatively tilted or what. Okay, so you have a positively tilted elongated trough ejection here with a embedded shortwave trough. Long story short, where that shortwave sets up is going to have a locally better threat for all hazards. Okay. I wonder who has this tornado. I wonder if I could try to find that chaser. So Monday definitely looks like the bigger day, but tomorrow could have a couple instances of significant damaging winds with it. Let's currently look at your radar. Pretty interesting there. Because we have a decently strong area of rotation. Oh, we got the chaser. Okay, let me see if he's streaming or anything like that. Nope. He does indeed have a tornado, though, or had one 10 minutes ago. Pretty good tornado, too. Wow. Yeah, Chip just added me in that, too. So definitely want to be in your safe spot if you're in this confirmed tornado warning. It is still observed. Yeah, still on the ground. So this is a decently long track tornado here. It has been on the ground for quite a while. Probably about 10 minutes now. Remember, like a normal tornado, typically, I don't know exactly what a average tornado's lifespan is, but it's definitely no more than like 20 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes. I thought so. I just wanted to quickly go check the National Weather Service Wikipedia for that. Or frequently asked questions is what it is. But yeah, about 5 to 10 minutes is a normal tornado. So this has been ongoing for over 10 minutes now. So this is definitely a bit more of a long track tornado. So again, just make sure you're in your safe spot. Go to the newest frame there. If it is still on the ground, it's right where that red and green is. So red is winds going away from the radar for those who may not, have been here before. Red is winds going away from the radar, which our radar site is located in La Crosse because we're so far away and the Twin Cities radar site's down. So red is winds going away from the radar. Green is winds going towards the radar. So we have a decent area of rotation that is present out here, well to the northwest of West Concord, Minnesota currently. That is about on the old scan, which was probably a bit of bad radar data, it was about 90 mile an hour rotation. Now it's down to about 70 mile an hour rotation, so still a good amount of rotation that is present. Right where you see those red and greens going into each other, that red again wind's going away, green going towards the radar. So definitely want to be in your safe spot. That's a severe storm for the potential of 1.75-inch hail on the northern edge of this supercell. So this is going through a cell merge. I'd be shocked if that tornado is on the ground any longer than another 3-4 more minutes as that cell merge is occurring. Um, I mean, we have a storm that's going right into the hook echo of this cell, so it should help it die out here. It should help it die out. I hope. So again, just make sure you are in your safe spot. This tornado warning goes for another 9 minutes. That extension into West Concord goes for another 39 minutes. So quite a while more there on that new warning. So just make sure you're in your safe spot. And let me see here. Yeah, in terms of the future, y'all, it looks like a very active Midwest MCS mayhem season for like the next 2 weeks. So if you're in the northern tier of the country, let me just give you a big old circle here. If you're in this portion, zoom out a little bit more so y'all can see it on the short stream too. There we go. So if you're in this general vicinity of our severe weather pattern, that should set up all the way from maybe into central New York back up towards the northern tier of the country. This area here is where we should have, and honestly, this is probably going to go to the coastline, so I should just say this whole area here. That's where we're going to watch the most for severe weather. So all the way from actually New York City back up towards the eastern portion of the Rocky Mountains in western Montana. We should just have a sliding action here because we should have one trough that is a positively tilted trough with multiple embedded shortwaves that continues across the U.S. And that could give, I mean, we could have upwards of a week of severe storms out of the that low pressure there and that trough ejection. Yeah, definitely in Wisconsin. Yeah, you could definitely see some storms. Depending on where you are, the most likely area for storms in Wisconsin is definitely central and southern Wisconsin. The northwestern side of Wisconsin seems a lot less likely, but still possible. Still possible. All right, let me go back over here. So, again, if you're just tuning in, we have a tornado that is probably lifting out here south, or rather northwest of West Concord. In Minnesota. We've been watching this for a little while now, ever since it went tornado warned. We're also talking about the potential for a substantial severe weather threat on Monday. It is currently uptrending, actually. It is currently uptrending, so we're gonna have to watch Monday really, really closely because it could be a significant severe weather episode. I don't think today will be too bad. I'm pretty surprised we saw one tornado today, to be honest with you. Especially here. I was thinking if a tornado would occur today, it would have been towards the Detroit Lakes area, but it seems like the capping, which is basically a lid over the atmosphere, is holding storms from firing that way. So I'm shocked we got a tornado out here, south central Minnesota, more of southeastern Minnesota. So just a quick heads up, y'all. The Shorts live stream will be ending in about 10 minutes. So for those who are watching where I have the overlays and you can see my face, you know, the main live stream that's landscaped, or I don't know. Yeah, that's not going to be ending for a while longer, but the one that's on my phone will end in 11 minutes now, 10 minutes. So just a heads up to you guys over there who are watching from that weird side angle. We had a few tornadoes in Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin's had a very active season. Wisconsin has had quite an active season. I don't know if y'all are above average or not, but I know for a fact that we've had a couple of uh sorry, I can't think now. I just heard something. Yeah, man, that is wild. There's some crazy breaking news that just occurred. Anyways, yeah, I completely lost my train of thought after I saw that, y'all. I just completely lost my train of thought. I completely lost my train of thought here. That's probably because my shorts freeze going, but never know. So again, just make sure you guys are in your safe spot. They did just unconfirm that extension. So that's now radar indicated. It is still confirmed for 4 more minutes. So this tornado has lifted, but it's still an observed warning for 4 more minutes. And I say it's lifted because the extension. So see how remember when this was blue just a second ago? It's now red. So they updated that to say that it's no longer on the ground. Now that blue one, they're just going to let that expire. It expires in about 200 seconds. So actually, let's see. Yeah, 3 more minutes. So yeah, again, the shorts live stream will be ending in about 9 minutes or so. That's just we're gonna end that one sooner. It won't be too much sooner though. Okay, let me quickly do this. Okay. Yeah, no wonder why they unobserved that. Look at that. That is falling apart fast. Even over the last couple frames. Holy crap. Let me quickly go back over here. I apologize for me being distracted for just a second. I hope this doesn't pop up. Okay, good. I would have been copyrighted to death if that one popped up. All right, that's no longer observed. They just canceled that warning, so we are back down to radar indicated. We're going to go ahead and dive right on into the model runs again just after I end that short stream. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you like the live stream as well as share it with your family, friends, social media. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do these briefings all the time, and this one just turned into a bit more of coverage. So yeah, we're here. We'll be here almost daily from here on out for probably the next 3, maybe 4 days or so. We'll see. It depends how substantial these events are. Tomorrow I'm really busy, but I'll probably still be able to live stream. It just may be a little bit later and maybe closer towards 7 o'clock tomorrow night Eastern time. Man. They continued that considerable severe for 70 as well. That's for La Crosse, Wisconsin now. Okay. Hello, Ailey. Glad to see you in here again. Welcome to the stream. So that tornado warning goes for another 31 more minutes. Just make sure you're staying in your safe spot if you are in that warned area. That is still for the West Concord area. Yeah, Diane, that's not possible anymore. That's what shocked me. I saw that. I can't tell you how many alarms just went off on my social media pages for that one. I mean, that poured in faster than tornado warnings. But I didn't want to say it. You know, we try to keep that stuff out of the chats and everything. So again, if you're watching on the shorts live stream, and to be able to tell that, it's going to be vertical. So if you have a vertical stream, you're watching a vertical stream, and you're also sideways, that stream's going to be ending in about 5 minutes, and then we'll continue on with the landscape stream like we normally do. I don't know if we'll be doing another one of those short streams anytime. If I do, it might be for like members only, like I said, or something like that. I don't know. I do not know. Yeah, there's your tornado report, by the way. Reported by a train spotter near the intersection of 270th Street, and here comes a new tornado warning. Where the heck? My bets are on my Montana, because I don't see it on my other monitor right now, and I'm not on Montana. So we're going to hear the beep very, very soon, and we'll be able to find out if it's Montana or not quickly. Well, I'm going to move this up to, yep, here we go.
Tornado warning for South Central Phillips County in northeastern Montana, Phillips County in Montana.
All right, let's go to that one in Montana. Yep, there you go. That's a whole heck load of contamination, buddy. Look at that. It's right in the clear slot right in here. That's a lot of contamination. What's the storm? I don't know what the storm is. There's lightning in pretty much all these storms. If that's in Wisconsin, you're fine for today. Your main threat will probably be Monday. Okay, I need you guys to understand this one too. Everybody who's going to be impacted by these storms, if you're in a risk area, you need to take it seriously and pay very, very, very close attention to what's happening, because there is a lot of model uncertainty. Okay, so like the model runs like the HRRR and the NAM3K and the NAM, they're going to be very inaccurate for these threats. Now, they'll nail some of these cells, but they're going to miss a lot. So for southern Wisconsin, your main severe threat is you could have some rain showers tonight towards 10 o'clock central. And then there's another line tomorrow that will also be possible towards 7 a.m. central. And then your main line out of the three should be sometime Monday afternoon, Monday evening. But there's a lot of model uncertainty. Models are wrong on a daily basis regardless. And now it's summer. These model runs are terrible, absolutely terrible at handling summertime events. Absolutely terrible at handling summertime events. So just keep that in mind if you are using HRRRs or just HRRR model, or if you're just watching anybody's live stream. Just keep in mind that, hold on a second. Just keep in mind that most of those model runs are going to be wrong. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you see these crazy model runs that are spitting out derechos and 80, 90, 100 mile an hour winds, just know that they could very easily be wrong, especially this time of year. Now, again, model runs are wrong very frequently, but in summertime, they just can't handle daytime heating as well, and just the overall patterns, and models just get screwed up in summer as a whole. So, anyways, if you guys are watching where the tornado warning overlay is showing currently, this live stream will continue for a while longer. But if you're watching from the shorts live stream where you only have a side angle, that will be ending. So I hope that if you are there on the shorts stream, that you will tune into the main stream with the pinned comment that is, again, pinned there. So I appreciate those who tuned in to the shorts live stream, and that live stream is going to end. So I'll see y'all later. All right, we're going to stay live on this end right here for a bit longer. Hey, that was a pretty good stream. I appreciate that. Apparently, Apparently, it cut out 30 seconds on my live stream. I wonder exactly how much of that was cut out. Let me go back over to that. So I'm going to quickly go change the title of that, because if you didn't know, I try to, now I don't always succeed, but I try to change the titles right after I end a live stream, so that way you guys aren't confused with what streams are new and what streams are old. There we go. Okay. There we go. I ended the shorts live stream, Haley. That's going to be an ad. I got it. We're good. Let me feel how hot my phone got, actually. Not hot at all. Sweet. That was also a bit of a test for live streams for storm chasing too. So that was also, you know, at least to know what's happening in terms of if my phone gets way too hot. Because my phone had some cooling issues when I first got it, and now it's better. All right, so that one ended. Geez, we reached almost 2,000 people with that shorts live stream. I mean, I may do that for bigger for severe weather setups instead of briefings. So if we're doing like live coverage and we plan to do it, I may actually start up dual live streams like we did today. So yeah, again, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the live stream, and spread it with your family, friends, and on social media. Share it wherever you can, and try to get to 50 likes here. We're at 36 likes, so I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. This was just a live weather briefing. We're probably going to conclude in 13 minutes or so, honestly. I don't really find a reason to stay live for too much longer here. I mean, even though I do have like all day to spare. But I'll keep monitoring this. I just don't plan to do coverage. It's too localized of a severe threat. So the main area where you need to be hyper weather aware at for tonight is definitely Montana, out in front of this storm here. That's where we'll have our biggest threat for all hazards, including a few tornadoes tonight. If you're back out towards those storms in Minnesota, they shouldn't last too much longer. They're already starting to fall apart, especially tornadic wise, but we'll still keep an eye on them. And we finally have storms firing now in and around the, what is it, Fargo, South Dakota area. It's up towards Halstead, that's South Dakota, or actually that's North Dakota, Minnesota border. I don't know if Halstead is in Minnesota or North Dakota. It looks like Minnesota, so that's Halstead, Minnesota, where we have storms beginning to fire up now. Man. Connor's gonna play Outbreak. I indeed did know that. Did. I did. Jeez. Well, it's really difficult to avoid if you guys don't know what's happening in the world right now outside of weather. And my feeds are crowded with it. I can't even see the warnings anymore. On like Twitter and other socials that I use for warnings and things, it's just crowded with a specific incident that has just occurred. This still says, okay, just wanted to see what that was. There we go. Twitter just loaded. You might want to close that out pretty quick, buddy. So yeah, we'll be right back here tomorrow sometime, y'all. I don't know exactly when, but it will probably be right around 6, 7 o'clock Eastern. I'll just monitor it, and whenever I can start the stream, I'll just start it. So yeah, we're gonna start concluding here very shortly. We're 12 likes away from our like goal. We got pretty close. We're at 38, so I appreciate you guys coming back in here and I just watching the weather again, getting a bit of an update from me. So, like I said, I finished my 2-day break. It didn't last long; it went by really quick, and we'll be probably doing coverage tomorrow. It depends. So, if you don't know the difference between coverage and a briefing, coverage, long story short, is just a lot longer. Typically, our coverage live streams last from anywhere between 2 to 12 hour. Actually, anywhere from 2 to 16 hours. That's how long our coverage streams last. And our briefings typically last an hour, maybe 2 hours. So we'll see if it's needed for a coverage stream tomorrow. If it is, the main threat that we'd be covering would probably be the threat in Illinois or Ohio, or somewhere in between that. A lot of model uncertainties on what's happening there. So we'll just wait. All right, hold on. I gotta text Lucky. This dude's bugging me. Give me just a moment here. We did just get a severe watch, so I will show you guys that here very soon. After I get this to load. Okay. Here comes that severe watch. It should pop up. There you go. So we now have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect for North Dakota, Minnesota. That came in really fast. Was I late to that or something? When did that come out? Because that like instantly loaded. 58 seconds ago. That was really quick. Jeez. Okay, well, let's see the probabilities on that. Tornado threat is a 2010, so actually a chance for 2 or more tornadoes there. That is interesting. Main risk is definitely wind and hail. Hail is actually your biggest threat. So hail, we have the best shot at seeing some large hail there. Damaging winds is your second main threat, and then your least likely threat is tornadoes, but we could definitely still see a tornado or two. New MCD back out for this storm here, for this whole area, saying the threat for damaging winds and let's see here. The threat for damaging winds and a organized cluster will continue for at least the next hour or two up here in Montana. And with this storm that also just went destructive, actually. So that's going to... Holy! Man. So that's warned for 4-inch hail. That's warned for 4-inch hail now. That is some pretty big hail. My goodness. So Lloyd out there in north central Montana, you have a destructive severe for 4-inch hail. Man. So, yeah. Yeah, Wyoming's weather's really hard to predict. That is probably like Wyoming and Colorado. Those are two of the worst areas in terms of just overall weather to predict because you have just such rough terrain all over the place. really anything west of the Rockies. I would hate to be a meteorologist in like Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho. Those would probably be the main ones. Washington, Oregon, California, maybe even Montana. Maybe Montana. Those don't seem too bad. But anyways, this was a live briefing, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and start concluding it. That's gonna be it for this live stream. I really appreciate all those who are tuning in again. I know a lot of you guys have been really busy recently, especially July 4th was a very busy weekend. So hopefully you guys are starting to get back into being weather aware out there. Briefings only last an hour, so I apologize for the fast live streams, but I mean, that's just really what we do on this channel. It's just a brief stream to get you guys up to speed on what's possible. So great shout out, or big shout out, I should say, to Catman, Carson, Legacy, and as well as Caleb for all modding the chat. Of course, hope Caleb feels better. He just had a major surgery. So, I will see you guys in tomorrow's live stream whenever I am live. I plan to live stream tomorrow, but we'll see. I'll definitely be live Monday. Tomorrow's kind of a little bit iffy, but I still plan to live stream tomorrow night. But no matter what, I'll be live Monday. Unless something that is out of my control happens, but we're definitely planning to do coverage on that potential significant threat for Monday. So I appreciate you guys tuning in here, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's live stream or whenever I'm live next, but most likely tomorrow. So yeah, have a great rest of y'all's night. And I will see you guys whenever I stream next again. Make sure you guys hit that like button on your way out. Share the channel with your family, friends, social media. Help spread weather awareness. And if you want to tune back in here, hit that subscribe button with the notification bell set to all. So, yeah, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Watch severe weather and the tropics. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye. Stay safe, watch severe weather in the tropics, and I'll see you guys in my next live stream. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.